Welcome to Captain of Industry Season 2. My name is Corporal Hobbs, and we are back in Episode 4. In between episodes, just let everything get built over here in our hub. So everything is ready to go. I got the boxes, the storages all filled up, and then I also built up a stockpile of construction parts, so we're ready to go in this episode, hopefully. Today's episode is going to be all about expanding our iron and copper production. We might get to concrete slabs as well, but we'll have to see. So let's jump in. I think first thing off, we will keep exploring. I've been doing this kind of in between episodes, just sending the ship out so it could explore. I moved the dockyard from over here to right here. That way our coastline is all cleaned up, nice and square. So I'll have the trucks working on that. So I had to move some of our dumps around and our other items over here. So got that going. We'll unpause. Got a little stockpile of construction parts, so we'll have to see. But I cleared out this area so we can do some designing. So we'll start with iron, and this is kind of where I got to. So we got iron scrap, iron ore coming in. That's going to be 2 items, and then coal, so that's 3 items. We'll have slag going out, so that's a 4th item, and then we'll have our iron, so 5 items. So let's see. I think we will build it this direction. And the way I like to design these blueprints when I'm doing something like this is I'll take a belt like this, figure out where my inputs and outputs are going to go. In this case, I think I'll have a input on the top or in the middle like that. And then we just bring another belt across like this. Hook in our inputs and outputs. So like that. Then for slag is right here in the middle. And let's see. What I normally like to do is pull it back like this. Oh, come on. Connect in. There we go. So I like having a belt out like this for our slag. When I design any of our smelters like this. If we do that, that means probably we'll keep a 2 space here. And then we'll bring our molten channel out and around, leaving room here for our exhaust. And then same idea on this side. And then we do our output. So like this. And then we want our belts right here. And keep it out to this kind of the same length. There we go. So everything is going the correct direction. For the exhaust, we don't really have a way to deal with it at the moment besides venting it. So I think we'll just leave this as a smokestack on there for the moment. But eventually we'll be able to run pipes through. And then on our research, we will eventually get to, where is it? Exhaust scrubbing. I think it is. Yeah, here it is. So exhaust filtration, we'll be able to produce an exhaust scrubber, which can take some limestone with the exhaust and some water and generate some sulfur for us and some carbon dioxide. So we'll leave room for that to expand into. But I think for now, just for a basic kind of smelter, we'll do something like this. We'll probably end up needing just 4 of them for the moment. We'll do something like that, and that will be our iron. Now, the next thing we need to figure out is where we are going to put all of this stuff. So if we look at our map and see where all of our different resources are, some things for us to consider is trains eventually. So we'll want trains to bring everything over to our main hub here, as well as having trains to bring stuff into our smelting columns. So I'm thinking maybe we start everything out over on this side, and then we can eventually just expand this way. We'll be able to dump the slag that we produce, as well as any rock and dirt, out this direction to expand our working area, because we're going to be digging up a lot of ground to get into all this copper. Same with the iron and coal over here, as well as the limestone, once we have this area kind of squared away. So if we are going to do something like that, let's take our iron and we'll actually just leave it over here for the moment. Let's look at our copper now. So copper, same idea. Just do something like that. So we will want some loose belt. And we'll do 3 away. So like that. So we'll have coal being brought in, and then either copper ore or copper scrap. So do something like that. And then we also have a third belt here for our slag. So we'll flip that. Flip this guy. And then connect in our slag. There we go. Slag, yep, going the right direction. Okay. So after that, we will need our metal caster. And yeah, we'll do same idea, 2 away. So just like that. We'll copy the recipe over. So we get 24 molten copper. This takes in 12, so we need 2 of them. So like that, that produces all the impure copper that we will have. And eventually we'll have acid to use here to get a better return on our copper, because currently we are taking 24 impure, mixing it with water, and only getting 19.5 back. Eventually when we upgrade to acid, we'll get our 24 back. So 12 and 12, that's 24. So we'll need 2 of these guys running. So we could do something like that. So we'll need the space because the connectors cannot be next to each other. So it'd be something like that. We have a 60 belt. We have 4 sets of 12, so 48. So that will be plenty to keep up with just a tier 1 belt. Same thing, exhaust. We will leave room for eventually collecting the exhaust, but for now we'll just have a smokestack on it. Looks like our mining crew is getting into some limestone, so let's go like that. That way they can deposit stuff over into the limestone mine since they're helping clear the area. But back to this, So we will have our pure copper coming out. And what we could do is something like this. We just flip it. And then our copper comes out down here at the bottom. And then we need a pipe for water. And we can just bring it in over here, height 1, all the way to here. And then down. Let's see. Yeah, we could leave it up at height 4. I think that would be fine. So do that. So we have water coming in at the top, slag going out on the first top belt, and then either iron or copper or coal or copper scrap. And then we take our pipe here and just connect it in like that. So each one of these is going to use 6 water, so 12 water. So we can support 5 of these if we really needed to. But let's get our molten channel set up. Okay. And then same idea, we just cut it. That way it is right up against those molten channels, and then we can drop this in and everything connects. And then that gives us 4 smelters for copper. And I think we do something like this. So we want to leave room over here for our copper mine to expand, especially with how deep it is. There's going to be a lot of ground that gets moved and shifted as we dig down. As you can see, the dirt here on the top has a very gentle slope compared to the rock. Let's see if we can't turn that off so we can see. So rock can be almost vertical compared to dirt. The ground becomes unstable a lot quicker. So it will shift a lot, especially when we dig down into this dirt. So let's make sure we account for that and leave room for the copper mine to expand. And then we'll also need to consider trains and the train system based on our train network that we put together later. So I think we leave this whole row or this cell here empty. And then we try and cram everything in over here for production, at least for this first stage of production. And so I think we do something. Maybe we put the blast furnace right there on that line. That will still give us some room here for our copper smelters to expand to when we upgrade to blast furnace Mark IIs. That means the iron. Let's give some space over here between these two as well, so everything can expand. So if we do that, that gives us a 3 tile gap between blast furnace. We still have the 3 tiles on each side for the belts, but that gives us plenty of room, and then we can just expand everything straight down this way. Which also means we are going to want some storages. So let's take into account some storages. Eventually we will upgrade to large storages, so we'll just do a 2x2 like this to account for those the size difference. So we need copper scrap, copper ore, and coal. Then we need iron scrap, iron, and coal. So coal is going to be used on each. So I think we put coal right in the middle. So like that. Then we will have our iron and iron scrap. And then same thing over here. We'll have our copper and copper scrap. And I think, let's see. Yeah, 3 tile gap right here in between. Let's actually make that, so that's 3 tile gap, that's 4 tiles. Let's do 5 tile gap. So 5 tile gap like that. We'll have coal here in the middle. So like that. We'll do this one as iron ore. And then we do iron scrap here. Then we do the reverse, so copper, copper scrap. There we go. And actually, I want to invert these. I want the scrap in the middle. There we go. There we go. Okay, so it preserves the 5 space in the middle. Eventually, when we get up to mega trucks, haul trucks need a space of 5, the dump trucks to get between. So we'll account for that now, just so there is room for trucks to make any deliveries, if we are still doing that by the time we get there. The other thing we'll take into account for is for iron. When we upgrade to Blast Furnace Mark II, we will need limestone, as well as iron ore crushed, which is just through a crusher, but we'll account for limestone over on this side. We'll do that, and then same idea, we'll do a space of 5, like that. And then for copper, we need sand. So we will change this guy over to sand. There we go. And here's all of that. What do we need for glass again? It is going to be... we'll need sand for silicon, that's right. We will also need sand for gold. Then we need sand for making acid, or glass mix. So glass mix, we will need sand, limestone, and salt. Salt goes into a bunch of different things, but in the smelting area, it's only glass mix that will be used. And glass mix will eventually be down on this side. Yeah. It's gonna be the kind of the next production that we do. But yeah, we'll bring sand down in a separate belt. That way we can take into account maybe quartz if we want to store quartz over here. Yeah, this will still give us a little bit of room to expand storages if we need it. So I think this will be good for now. And let's see. We got our blast furnace here. We have 2 tiles of space between everything for now. I think that will do us for the moment. Eventually we will have at least 2 storages, so let's prepare for that. And now we just need to set everything up so they can go to each furnace. So I think for now, let's see. Yeah, I think we do coal up at height 2, which means, or height 1. So we do something like that. And yeah, let's just pull it in right there through the middle. And then we'll do same over here on this side. Okay. One thing we did forget to account for is the slag coming out. So let's do that over here. And we'll just do slag. Actually, we'll do that as salt. 1, 2, 5. Yeah, so we'll do this guy as salt. We don't have it unlocked yet, so we'll leave these blank. Slag goes out here. There we go. Yep, okay. So got our 5 space. So this will be our salt right here. Then we have slag out here on the farthest outside. And then trucks can dump it for the moment. So let's just bring this guy. Do we want to stay at this height, or we leave room in the middle for trucks? I think we leave room in the middle for trucks to get through. So we'll go like that, and then drop this guy down to height 0. This guy, we'll go like this instead, because our vehicle ramp can fit a space of 4 at height 1. So we'll be able to put a vehicle ramp across there if we need to. We'll bring 1 slag belt out right there. And then this slag belt we will bring out right next to it. There we go. The other thing we forgot to account for is all of our outputs. So we'll need copper and iron eventually getting turned into steel. So to take care of that, maybe let's see. So we'll do something like that for our storages. could just do it over here since we have our other outputs as well. So that would just be one output. Yeah, and then, so this will be copper, or no, this would be iron. This would be copper. Actually, no, it's not. So eventually we'll have glass. So glass, silicon. Let's see. If we look over here, where's our graphite? We'll look at graphite so we can see the arc furnaces. So we will need eventually molten silicon. So we'll have silicon, glass, we'll have copper, we'll have iron / steel. Then we will need, I don't know if we'll eventually do aluminum and titanium here, so I'm not gonna worry about that at the moment. That's way later in the game. So yeah, I think just those four. So we'll do silicon, glass, then iron / steel, and then copper. So like that, yep. So this would be iron. This would be copper. Like that. And then we just connect everything together. Which means we could either move the slag to the other side. I think that's what we do. So we do slag way out over here, which means we'll get rid of our belts going that way. Rerun our belts from here. And this one will come out to here, go down. And definitely ran that belt at the wrong height. So go like that. Then slag from copper. We will run over to here and then drop that guy in. And then if we have any more slag from, or when we have the slag from the other processes, we can just pop them into over here. And then we just have to worry about our inputs moving down this direction to get to our rest of our processes, and then outputs we can run this direction to get to everything. And what I mean by that is we can run, let's see, so we do something like that. We can take our copper and run it all the way down over here like that, and then iron eventually being steel, we just bring it out by one. And then this guy will go in right here. There we go. And then if we need to, more copper belts can go around the outside. So what we should do is run it this way. Yeah, right here on that side. Then any additional copper belts can just go to the left of it. And then same with iron. which means we should run this actually out a couple spaces. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. Which means we should get rid of that. Oops. Right there, right? Yeah. So that gives us 4 belts out right there. So this would be, actually the first belt, which means we'd want to do the inverse. So we run this guy over here. Then we have room on this side to account for the iron belts coming out. So we could do up to 4 belts right there without issues. I'm thinking maybe we break this guy off right here. Let's actually just do what we are doing over at the hub, where we keep the belts at the same height. We just do something like that. That gives plenty of room over here for iron. Then we would have the rest of our belts coming out. Yeah, I think we keep coal like that. If we need to move this around, we can. Maybe we increase the height, maybe jump it up to height 4, so the big trucks can go underneath it. But for now, the pickup trucks can go under, so I think that is most important for the moment. Yeah, we're at height 2, and I believe little trucks are height 2. Yeah, so they just need a height of 2 to reach underneath. Yeah, when we get to bigger trucks, then we can move the belts around if we need to. But that gets the slag and the outputs hooked up. The other item that we need is water. So let's do water over here. So we'll do something like this. And eventually water will have a big storage as well. Okay, so that's our water hookup. It will need to go down here to copper for the moment. Oops. But we'll also need it for making acid, as well as... so we'll use it for copper at the moment. That's what this process is for. Then eventually we'll need it to make acid, which we'll use to replace the water in copper. And then we'll also need acid for glass, I believe. Glass mix. Let's see. Glass mix, yeah, we need acid for that. And then when we go to arc furnaces, we'll need water as well. So useful to have water planned out for the moment. And that one should be super simple. We'll just run it up at... We'll go height 4 for our water in this build. But this should be super simple to connect it in like that. So that gets water over here. We just need to plug in the copper and copper scrap. So we will do that by doing a balancer here. Or, yeah, we'll do Because we're gonna need what is it? Copper ore crushed. Eventually, yeah, copper crusher, which crushers are pretty big. This should be enough space that we can fit crushers down the backside here, close to these belts to fit everything in. So I think that will be fine. To plan around that, let's bring over copper. Let's think about this, because we're gonna have a bunch of different materials going across here in the middle. So what we should do is bring this over at height 5. So we bring it through maybe over here, height 5. We'd want to give room for crushers, so we'll bring the items through right here. So we could do something like that. Actually, it'd be one more out. So we do something like that. And then just use the connector, flip the belt. That way it becomes one piece for later if we are upgrading belts. But that puts the copper ore over there. I don't want to have to do any type of sorting. So let's see. So that's one belt, 2 belts, 3 belts of copper ore going that way. Could do height 4 for scrap. Yeah, maybe we do height 4 for scrap. Which means I'm going to want... Let's see. Can I copy this one still? I can. We'll do something like that for the moment. Actually, let's do a space of 2 between everything. Just in case we need room to maneuver anything in here. In case I think the blast furnace sizes might change, so we'll just do something like that so we can easily split the system apart if we need to. So we'll have this guy coming out over here. Currently it can just plug in. And then same with getting rid of these belts out here. We don't need them. Instead, we will have this guy come up to height 4. And then just follow along here on the bottom. That water pipe will be in the way though. So if we want to get rid of that water pipe, we would need to break it right there. We'll break it right there for now. We'll have the ore coming out over there. Actually, we'll have ore coming in right here. So let's do our balancer right here. And then our belt right here. And we'll just do something like that for now for scrap. We'll bring copper in like this, prioritize the scrap, output it right there. Yeah, and then if we need to expand copper, we have plenty of room out here to bring in the ore. Then we have the scrap right here, and then when we get to Blast Furnace Mark IIs, we'll run the crushed ore in right here to this balancer, and then prioritize the crushed or the scrap, and then use the crushed copper ore. And then that feeds onto our belt here, and then that will feed 4 of our furnaces. Then we pull out this guy here and just put in another balancer. We could probably even pull that guy out. Yeah, and just do... Yeah, we could just keep it uniform. So we just do something like that. Then as we need more scrap, if one furnace is not enough to process, or one set of furnaces is not enough to process everything, then we can hook in another set of scrap. And then after that, we won't worry about it. Or we'll have a way to plug in scrap as we use more, generate more. So that's our copper, I think, all plugged in and ready to go except for the water pipe. Yeah, I'll just do something like that. I'm sure that pipe's gonna get moved around eventually. But there's that. We will do same thing over here, which means we want to flip our scrap and iron. So like that, keep our spacing. Then we will do iron over here at height 5. And then same idea, we run it straight across here. We do something like that. Then we have our balancer. Here's that. And we go like this. And then same idea, we just do a space of 2. Get rid of this guy. Here's that one. And that one. Let's do space of 2 for now. And then just need to plug in our scrap. So scrap, height 4. Let's see. Doing this one right here. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so that gets the iron scrap in, prioritized over the iron ore. We got room for trucks to drop everything off. Limestone we don't need to worry about. Same with sand. And then we have our outputs already ready to go. And I think that will work. We're cutting into our area out here a little bit, but I think that's fine. Does mean the trucks need to drive stuff a pretty good distance away from our mines. And then same with driving stuff over here. Eventually we'll have belts that connect, but I don't think that's a priority at the moment. What we could do is move this back a little bit. Only issue is the iron over here, so we don't want to build any of our stuff over there. So let's do everything on this tile. We'll get rid of the space that we have here. Instead, I'd rather stay away from this area. And then we have a little bit more room to expand because we're going to need a lot of this compared to making glass or silicon. Copper we're going to need an absolute crazy amount of. I think last season we were up to like 1,800 that we were producing. What was it? It was 16 times 96. Or no, each furnace was producing, what was it? So each furnace is producing 24 of them, impure copper, 48 impure copper becomes, 48 regular copper. So 16 times 48. 768 times 3. Yeah, we were up to 2,300 copper that we were producing at the end there. So was that 16 times 3? 48 blast furnaces. And that's only 8 right here. So another 8 of these pretty much. So what would that look like? That's pretty much 4, 8, 12, 16. So that would be 24. So 24, and then double that again. That's 48. So about that size is what we'll need eventually. So gives us some room to expand. I want to give a little bit more room over there. So maybe something like that. Gives us still a pretty good amount of space. So we'll do something like that. We will get our first set of furnaces built here. Same with all of these pipes, or in belts. So like that, and then first set of iron going. And then, let's see, we are going to unpause water, slag, this row, this row, this row, that row, this one, and this. So that should be enough to get us started, hopefully. So we'll get that built. We should have all the construction parts that we need. The other thing we could do is look at setting up our cement mixers now. So let's take a look. All right, concrete slabs. So let's start with our concrete mixer. We are going to use manufactured sand. I just don't see a point in wasting the sand that we'll need for copper. So we'll use manufactured sand, which means we need to crush it, which we only have the small crushers. When do we get the big crushers again? I think it is in advanced smelting, yeah, which is way up here in research lab 2s. So for now, yeah, we'll have to make do with this. Okay, so manufactured sand comes from gravel. To make gravel, we need to crush rock. So something like that. So we take rock, crush it into gravel. We get 24 gravel. We need 8 to make 8 manufactured sand. We need 9 gravel to run this. We can also use crushed slag. So let's take a look at that recipe. That recipe with this crusher, not the best either. So 24, we need 9. Each one of these produces 12. When it gets upgraded, let's see, when it gets upgraded, we will need 6 and 18, and then 12 and 36. So 4 times the amount. Okay. So let's plan this out with, let's do 8. I think 8 will be plenty. Yeah, 8 times 12, 96. That will make us 96 concrete slabs, which is more than our 60 belt at the moment. But we'll upgrade to belt Mark II soon, or conveyor belts 2 soon, once we have construction 3s. And that will be a speed of 200, so that will be fine. Let's just put these kind of, okay. So if we have 8 of these, that means we need, it's planned for the level 2 mixers. So that's going to be 6 manufactured sand each. So 48 manufactured sand, which means we need 6 crushers. So 6 making manufactured sand. For gravel, or slag first, we need 72, or 18 times 8, 144. 144 divided by 24 is 6. So 6 slag crushers as well. There we go. And then for gravel, each one of these needs 8, so that's gonna be 48. So that's 2 of you guys just for all the manufactured sand. And then we'll need another 6 because it's the same amount of slag crushed for gravel. So that's gonna be 6 of these guys as well. So how should we organize this? Thinking we do maybe a space in between all of these. Yeah, it kind of keeps everything lined up. Then we do a space over here. Let's see. So this comes out by 1 on this side. So it's gonna be an odd amount. Okay. Wouldn't be if we go like that. Yes, we'll do something like that. That means we need slag being brought in. Over there, the gravel we can just crush right here. Which means we will want our gravel to come up right here on this height. So we do something like that. Could do one more back. That would give us some room. So yeah, let's do that. So we hook all of our gravel in together, not that way. There we go. Yeah, a lot of these belts are going to need to be upgraded. But we can bring rock in from over here at this height. There we go. So rock gets crushed into gravel. Say we split it off over here. Could run it right across this height. So say to right there. The next issue though is getting our slag up to height 2. We could do that, yeah, right here. So we hook all of our slag in on this belt. And then same thing, run it all the way down to there. And then split it off to this side. And then our manufactured sand, we would just run all the way down to here. Oh, I'm forgetting something. Never mind. Not this height. We would want it at height 1. So like this. Then let's connect manufactured sand in. Then we run over here, connect our slag crushed into our gravel. And yeah, we just go like this, like that. Priority in on slag. And then we do these guys backed up to right there. So like that. That puts you in right there. You in like that. Then we put the lifts on the side with water. So like that. So that would feed in the gravel or the slag, depending on what we have available. Manufactured sand would then come in from the bottom right here on this guy, which I think this one will have to move over because we can't get near that connector. So this one will be a little bit different. Actually, it looks like all of them are going to be a little bit different. Yep. Because of those connectors. Same thing on this side, nope. Same thing on this one though. Yeah, same thing on this one. So connect that one in. Move this guy over. Connect him in. Okay. Then the only thing we have left is just the cement, which is going to be a flat lift at the height 3. So we have cement right here. Okay. And to do cement, we need our rotary kiln for now. This might get changed, but each one of these produces 3. That's enough to support one of these at Cement Mixer 2. Because these recipes are in a double, and that's what we planned everything else around. So we will need 8 of these guys. So I think we do 2 like that. So 2, 4, 6, 8 like that. And we'll just kind of try and keep it even, or the same on each side, spacing wise. And then we'll do 2 away from that belt. That way our flat lift can just come up like that. And we do our cement in like this. There we go. Then we just need to put in all of these back in. So like that. Puts all of our connectors on. And then our cement can get processed through, and then we have all of our exhaust. We'll have 72 exhaust. So I think for the moment, what we can do is we just do smokestack here in between, and then eventually we will be able to collect the exhaust. We'll be able to collect the exhaust, and then we can do exhaust scrubbing with it later. But for now, this should work. I'll copy all of those over, and then we just have coal and limestone. So it should be relatively simple of just putting a belt through here. Like that, just 2 of them, and then we just have a lift like that to connect in all of our limestone on the top, and then our coal we just plumb in from the bottom, so like that. And then eventually we'll run our exhaust pipe over. Get rid of the smokestacks, run exhaust pipe, and then bring the exhaust over on this height, which means for water, we have coming in at height 4 already. So let's bring that in right here on this side. Yeah, we just do something like this. So that's our water pipe. Let's get rid of that. We can get rid of this extra stuff over there. So we have rock coming in right here. We have slag coming in right here. Which, what height is our slag coming in over here at? Height 2 as well. So that should be fine. So there's that. This one we will trim and bring up to height 3. So like that. Yeah, because we already have these ones at height 0 and 1. So then we have 2, 3. And then we just have our flats out over here for cement. Just go like that. And then just put in our flat connectors like that. Okay. So take this guy, and I think we will move him over here. Yeah, we'll keep it this direction as well. And yeah, we'll do a little bit of a space. So we'll have cement coming through right there, which means have water coming in like that. Cement we will need to bring down and connect in over here. I think we do that right next to iron. That means we are going to need some more storages either on this side, or maybe we just do it over here for either glass or silicon, since we are tying this in with our main production area. But let's bring this guy over. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll bring cement all the way down here. And then same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So right there should be, actually, we can just go like that in. So we will unpause that, let the trucks get to work. This guy is our slag. Slag is getting moved over here. So let's put in a balancer right there. And then let's put this guy in right there. And pause that one. Then we do a priority out right here. And then bring this guy over. Come on, there we go. So that gets slag plugged in. We'll unpause that. Okay, so slag. This is our rock. Rock we don't have a storage setup for yet. So let's put that one right here. So we change this to rock. Go like that. And then this one is coming in at height 3. Actually, we can... let's just jump that one straight up to height 5. Go like that. Plug this guy in. And then we still got room for everything else underneath. Then we need limestone, which is right there, and then coal, which is all the way up here. So coal's gonna be the one that's kind of tricky. Would much rather do something like this. Then we do cut this guy down to there. Then we have this guy jump up to there. Get rid of that. Have this guy jump up to that one and reconnect. Get rid of that. You get recovered. And then we bring out another. Reconnect that. Bring out another belt here. Let's actually keep this at height 1. And then we just go all the way down here. And we'll just drop it down somewhere like that for now. Doesn't need to be perfect at the moment. We can always clean this up later. And then let's bring limestone. We'll give enough room for 3 belts of cement or concrete. And then right there. And then that should be limestone. So let's get all of that unpaused. All of this unpaused. And all of this unpaused. Then we will allow importing. Import water. Get rid of slag. Import iron. Coal. Copper scrap. Copper ore. And then export, and export. Okay, so now we just need everything to get built. We do have 52 Unity, so we might be able to speed up some of this construction. We're not relying on Unity for anything, it's just mostly for speeding up construction at the moment. We don't have anything like contracts that are using our Unity, so might as well use it when we can. But that gets that going, so let's turn on our productions over here. So this should start making mechanical parts. This should start making electronics. Probably just need 1 assembler for each of those. This should make our construction parts, our construction part 2s. We are just waiting on construction part 1s. There we go. This guy's good. Okay. So that makes our construction part 2s. And then vehicle parts. Vehicle parts, I'm not... we'll hold off on adjusting any of the priorities for now. But there's that guy. We still need this guy to flip around. There we go. Okay, so that gets the electronics in there, so vehicle parts are ready to go, and then our lab equipment. So this will make 12 lab equipment. We need some electronics down here. See what's going on with our electronics. I'm guessing it needs to buffer everything on the belt first. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay. What we can do though is pause all of this. Yeah, we don't need that running anymore. Then let's use some Unity to move all of this stuff around. Just need a little bit more Unity. And then we can delete, 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 delete. Here we go. Okay. And then we will unpause one of these guys. That gets our maintenance over here online, so we can get rid of our old maintenance. Still relying on trucks to bring everything over here to the hub, but that should be fine for the moment. Okay, vehicle parts. We need electronics down here, so still waiting on that. We will probably want both of those running. Actually, never mind, just one of them running. So that will produce 12 lab equipment. We need 6 and 6. So that should be fine. Let's see what's going on with electronics. Should unpause the second one so we can get backlog of everything going for mechanical parts and electronics. Yeah, we have the belt going. Okay, yeah, this belt is backed up now, which means we have all of our electronics and mechanical parts over here. Our maintenance is good. So let's cut down this maintenance guy. Use some Unity so trucks don't have to worry about it. There we go. Our digging crew is all in on the limestone, which means let's put some limestone storages in. Same with our iron. That way trucks can start getting everything delivered. But I think that's where I will end today's episode. We got our production set up. So we'll be making copper, iron, and cement or concrete slabs over here. It's close to our main bus. So trucks can deliver it for now, and then eventually we'll have belts hooked up. And then we have a expandable production area here that we can start laying out. Looks like we are going to be tight on room. I think the only thing we'll be able to get in over here is just glass, possibly. So silicon we'll have to look at doing somewhere else. But for now, that should work for us. And then in next episode, we'll go over research and then start researching and unlocking new technology as we are doing this. And then, yeah, I think that will be it. Yeah, we'll go over research and some more stuff from there. But thank you so much for hanging out and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.